right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome wherever in the world you are. How y'all doing? All right, so I have a feeling today is going to be a very good day. So, it's going to be a good day. Couple things going on. It will not be the main focus of the show, but it's going to be a side focus, which is the autopilot hauling, and this is doing pretty good. I did a few more runs last night, and I'm at 214 jumps and 448 million ISK. Artist Eclipse says, "Let's get this party started!" Right? Goodness. Where's the mention of it?
Holy shit. What do you do? Rob banks for a living?
All right.
Now Markee can kick ass and chew bubble gum.
There we go. It's another, 22. So that's $22. It was €20. $22. Thank you, Artist Eclipse. And so we put us up to 334 on the show fund. So, yeah. Oh, you're out at the meat smoker at 5 a.m. watching a good stream. Damn, that sounds good for somebody who's being vegetarian for a month, who loves meat. Oh, third-party app. Actually, that is Nervzuka. I also stream to YouTube, and that tip came in on YouTube. So I'm live on both. So there tends to be more viewers on Twitch, but there's a good amount on YouTube, and YouTube has higher quality. It's a higher quality stream. 1440p there compared to 1080p on Twitch. So how was a vegetarian dinner last night? Yes. So I was not excited about it at all. We went out to this Thai place, and Thai has an amazing amount of selection for vegetarian. So it actually was pretty good. So yeah. All right. So my guy here is continuing to go on. This is not going to be the main focus of the show, but it's going to be going the whole time. And the goal with him is that I bought insurance last night on him, and I did. I am changing things a little bit. If I happen to be here, I mean, I'm here the whole time. But if I happen to be right here and it's really easy for me to just press the button to warp to the next thing before the autopilot goes, then I'm doing that. I am. What this is about making easy money. It's not about making rules that make it dumb money. And Nick, sorry, welcome to the show. I don't know what you're saying though. If English would work better. Anyway, so it's going, like I hit the warp button there before autopilot took over. You can see that autopilot is on, and so anyway, we're gonna make what I can here and see how long this lasts. So you're a proud YouTube viewer, Artist? Awesome. Yeah. And thank you for the likes, those of you on YouTube. I suspect that the likes on YouTube maybe get it suggested more to other people, and so more people show up. So I definitely appreciate the likes. Anyway, I've got some interesting information though that we'll start off with. Oh, and two things. So I've got some ships here. I've got my Markee Dragon character. I am going to build another monster invasion smasher today, and I'm going to build it for my Markee Dragon character. That'll give me 2 of them. And then I'm going to go out and do some invasion, and you're all invited. So you can get your favorite invasion ship prepped up. Give us about 30 minutes, and we'll be putting together a fleet for that. And so,
Autopilot jumping.
Anyway, it'll be good. It'll be good. So any of you that want to join in, and I will be leaving from the Jita area. So it's not an official fleet. It's kind of casual. We're going to do it for a while, and then we may end up doing something else. It depends on how the show goes today. I'm being just in the moment today. Ephemeral. If the wind blows that direction, that's the direction we're going. How about that? So that's my plan today. And so, all right. And I've got some other stuff to show you here. So I did some, well, actually, let me show you over here. Okay, so I did some work last night too. We talked about yesterday with the freight stuff, with the autopilot hauling. What are the best implants that I could do to give me the maximum benefit in the autopilot hauler? Well, I came up with something that doesn't work well. How does that sound? So the question becomes, is the autopilot hauler, is it more important to give them velocity or warp speed? So there's some things that affect how fast the hauler does stuff. There's 3 items. There's velocity for when it's autopiloting to the gate. There is warp speed for how fast it warps between gates. And then there is navigation, alignment time. Those 3 things. And so those are the 3 things that affect how efficient it is when autopilot hauling. And
autopilot jumping.
So I came up with what I thought was a good list at first, and I tested it, and I'm not so sure it was the right thing to do. And so, here, give me just a second here. As you guys know, I take stuff off the screen that I don't show you what he's running. And I'm getting him his next contracts. I just give you the totals and I show you the in-between. And if we have stuff about contracts that we need to look at or whatnot, we'll look at them on another character. All right, so he's got his stuff there now. So, all right, so I decided that probably velocity was important, and so if I was and because I think that where I spend the most time is between where it lands 10K from the gate and autopilots to the gate. I think that is at least equal to the warp time, if not more every time. And I probably should measure that. We probably should measure, like, just sit and watch the guy and let him do his thing, do a stopwatch for how much time are we in warp over like 10 systems, how much time are we in propulsion, and see which would have the more impact. And then there's the percentage of impact that you can have on both as well. So, 5% velocity versus 15% faster warp speed, you've got some math in there as well. And so like now it's warping to Stargate. I didn't hit the button, and okay, so he's warping right now. Can I get my timer up real quick? And so stopwatch. All right, so I'm just gonna casually here watch this as it goes to warp. We got to add 5 seconds to it because I missed it by about 5 seconds on starting the timer here. And so I'm gonna take the time here that it takes from starting warp until it gets to warp, and I know that the warp time between gates would be a variable. So align time is going to be the same no matter what, unless we put in an implant to change alignment time. But the alignment time, once it's at a gate, is dependent on its fit and its implants and skills. It is not dependent at all on anything else. You always point, you may not know this, you always point the exact same direction at every gate when you land. You may not have known that, but you are always pointed the exact same direction. And so then it also doesn't matter if the gate that you're going to is exactly behind you, because your alignment time is based upon other stats other than the direction of the gate from where you're pointed, except if you happen to be pointed right at the gate. Then it's reduced a little bit, but it's about velocity. It's about getting up to speed. Okay, so we are coming out of warp here. We're at 1 minute and 4. Wow. So as soon as it says out of warp, I'm going to stop this timer and note it. Still says in warp. Still says in warp. Still says in warp. Okay, it's going out of warp. Okay,
Approaching Stargate.
2 minutes, 2 seconds. Starting the next timer. So 2 minutes, 2 seconds for warp. Now, that's all going to be dependent upon how long how many AUs I had to fly. So this portion is always going to be about the same. You always land within about 1K of the 10K at the gate. Sometimes I've seen it land at 11. Sometimes I've seen it land at 9. So maybe it's within 2K. But it's always 10K with a 1K offset, let's say. So anyway, how long will it take? We're at 5K and we're at 42 seconds. So how long will it take to jump? And now I will admit I do not have any, you'll notice that he's going 113 meters per second. He has implants in. The normal thing on this, okay, jumping, so 1 minute and 7 seconds. All right. So,
Warp drive active.
okay. So he spent basically, it would have been this particular ship flies at 93 without implants, or 118 with on velocity, and so that's that's a 20%. It's like a 22% difference on velocity. Thank you. Very nice. I just had fresh bagels delivered. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. All right, these are going to be messy, but it's probably going to be good. But it's going to be messy. I'm gonna be forced to eat these in front of you. I apologize in advance. So, all right. So the question then becomes, which is more important, AU, the warp speed, or the velocity? And I did. Alignment time is also important. I only found one thing for alignment. There are no sets for alignment. There are sets for velocity. There's snakes for velocity. And so, let me see here.
Docking permission requested.
All right, so we've got two things here, and the top one is without implants, and the bottom one is with
Docking
implants.
permission requested.
And so the top one here, so they both fly at 1.37 AU. These are both brick tanked.
Docking permission requested.
I'm almost most vulnerable while out of warp. Yes.
Autopilot disabled.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good
Waypoint
thing to take into account as well. Vulnerability. So the alignment. Okay, so I have a agility implant. There's only one implant that I found that does anything for agility, and it's called evasive maneuvering EM-706. It's a 6% agility, and so having that in affected it going from 47.45 on alignment to 44.6. So in effect, it reduces by 3 ticks or 3 seconds. And so that's 3 seconds per jump. It's less than, it's 6%. It's 6% of the difference. And then I put snakes in, and with snakes, you get some very interesting, so here is the list. With snakes, they're expensive. And you get velocity with them. You also get training speed, which this guy is not training at all, so they're a waste in him. And I may very well change these out because I'm not so sure that these are the right thing. I may just set this pod aside. But we've got each one of them. So there's 5 slots plus the faction implant. And you can see here it gives 0.5, 0.625, 0.75, 0.875, and 1% velocity. And then you put in slot 6, the high grade Snake Omega, and it gives a 200% bonus to those velocities. So in effect, what it does is it doubles all of them. And all right, so I don't know what that gives me in total in velocity, but there is another velocity one out there that that does some other bonuses, but it won't work as part of a set. So if you're also training the character, then you may want to do like snakes that give you +4 on all of your training. So in the top one there, that is without anything in it, and you can see it goes 93.8 meters per second on the navigation. And then the bottom one is with the snakes and the faction Omega. It's 116.9. And so it is faster there. The speed difference is, it's 21, 22%. And so that's fine. So it reduces, let's just say it reduces your time spent by 20%, but that's max velocity. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it takes you 5K to get to your max velocity. So you only get the bonus in the second half, so the second 5K. So maybe it doesn't matter. And then I put in a Noble Mechanic, MC-806, and that gives you more hull. And so I went from 189,000 hull to 200,000 hull. So it basically gave me another 10,000 in hull points. It's not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. So, there we have it. Those are the differences from putting in the snakes. I don't know that was worth it. So I think that that maybe, you know, the agility and the hull and faster warp. Because I think that I can get, you know, I'm a 20% velocity increase, but it's really 10% because it takes you 5K to get to maximum velocity to achieve the extra velocity for the second 5K. Whereas I think that in my warp speed, that at least in, let me remove these images. At least in this character here, he has another implant in that is the warp drive speed, and this one gives an 18% increase to warp speed. I believe that there are other there's another implant set that also gives warp speed increase. So this one's 18%. There's at least one more thing that I could put in to get higher than that. So that's 18%, and it goes from 1.37 up to 1.62 AU. And so, you know, in this guy, there's no, I don't have the alignment one in this one. I could put that in, and I could bring this, because he's at 18.55 on alignment time with this fit. But if I were to brick him, that would be different. In fact, let's look and see what it's like with the bricks instead. That'd be a little bit better comparison. Also, racially, this the Nomad is probably a better ship for autopiloting. It's not as much EHP, but it's way faster. So 36.23 without that other thing, so I could probably get it down to around 31 or so, brick tanked. And it's 35,000 less EHP than the other one, and flying at 6.2 AU, and then 131 meters per second. There is, if you're gonna do autopiloting, there is no beating the Fenrir for speed. If you're wanting tank, then you would go with the Obelisk, which you can get over 500,000 EHP on that, making it a much harder gank target. So all of these things are important, but, you know, in the end, which is the best? I think that a lot of it has to do with play style. So, yeah, I think that a lot of it's going to have to do with your play style and how you are doing things. But anyway, that is my analysis of that. And so, all right, let's see here. I've got some packages here. Oh, which I'm gonna have to. I gotta hide this guy for just a second because I need to change. No, I don't need to change anything. Okay, let me just look here for a second and I'll show you. All right. So, just picked up. I just picked up 3 packages all going to the same place. And so, did I set my... I didn't set the destination. Gosh darn it. Forgot. All right. So, and I'm being, you know, I'm just not showing a lot of these things on here. What did I just do? I think I just made a mistake.
Welcome to the Dragons.
That's all okay. All right. So, all right. So this guy's gonna take off. He's got 11 jumps, and it's gonna pay him 15 million, I think. So, not a huge run. But it's money. Yeah. Kenver, thank you for following. Welcome. How do I open multiple fitting windows? Those were pictures. Yeah. Yeah. So, I think that in a more hostile environment, you'd want to run a
Warp drive
in a more hostile
Autopilot
environment, you would
engaged.
want to run an obelisk, brick tanked. But in an environment of where there's not as much risk, you'd want to run a Fenrir, and because it'd be fast. You'd still want to brick it probably, but Fenrir with warp speed implants, I think would be the right way to go. So that's just my opinion, and so yeah. All right, we'll let him go on his way, do his thing, and like I said, I have fresh baked bagels from this morning. My wife went and got them, and I'm gonna eat them in front of you, and I apologize ahead of time. Not really. And they're gonna be good. Martin, thank you for the sub on YouTube. By the way, we do have a giveaway today. It's a little bit different. It's a skill extractor. There are drone implants that you can get. I see you guys talking about drones. There's a little too much cream cheese in this. All right.
Autopilot jumping.
Hail to the Dragon King, baby.
All right, Pat Count. Thank you for resubbing 6 months. There's 60 gold. Everybody here in your honor. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to figure out the best way to eat this. Oh my goodness. I'm getting cream cheese all over the place. Looks like I used a piece of paper. My wife handed me some paper towels. I think we're out of napkins. Beard with cream cheese smells like cream cheese until you wash. Well, I might have to take a shower after eating this. Okay, so I'm sorry that we have like kind of like a last minute fleet today. We're gonna run some invasions. Anybody who wants to join, I'm gonna base it. I'm gonna start out at around Jita. I wanted to look. I'm a couple jumps away from Jita. I wanted to look at a couple of ships that I have here to see whether or not I wanted to take some of them. And so I have this Hyperion, which
Autopilot jumping.
is a bit of a sniper. It doesn't have any web stuff on it. That's going to be a problem.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
That's not going to work. It worked for shooting the farther away stuff, but that's not going to work for invasion. Not if they're coming after you. Not solo, maybe in a fleet. I'm trying real hard not to get this all over me.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Oliver, thank you for the sub on YouTube. And here's another one. No webs. What am I thinking on this stuff? Alright, so these are kind of missioning ships. Maybe I'm not going to take any of these. Here's one. This is a weird ship. It's stable with 1 armor rep. How much? 1288 per 11 seconds.
Autopilot jumping.
Has a fair amount of armor. Oh, it's stable because of this. Put that offline. 4 minutes, 48 seconds. That's not too bad.
Warp drive active.
All right. So drones are penalized in invasion space. I don't think that one's going to be very good either. Let's look at this. This doesn't have any webs on it. I feel like if we're going to be fighting close up, I got to have webs. Foghat and Steven. Take my Drake. I have one in another station close by, I think. So this one's too expensive to take out for this kind of stuff. It says it's worth almost 3 billion. All right, it's kind of a bust on these. Okay, let's go build an invasion smasher, and maybe that's just what I'm going to run. We're going to fly over to Jeddah. They're so damn messy. I don't like eating messy stuff on the show. I'm having a hard time with them. If we had a lot of people, we could take Drakes. I don't know how many people we got. That looks nasty. So I'm going to turn that off for the minute.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Now I have a lot of ships here too, and this one, I think, this one's a contender for doing invasion. Got the dual webs and everything. You have an Apex Foon and a T2 NATO. Heck, well, the Typhoon probably has more tank, right? And it's missile. Missile don't miss. Even if you don't have webs. So that might be a good plan. Anyway, this ship right here could be one. And then maybe I just bring 2 ships. I have some groups of ships here, like remote rep fleets and the remote rep nesters. And I have a Conduit fleet Drake here. It's kind of a odd one. It has massive shield regen. I think we're gonna build an invasion smasher. This is the Monster Invasion Smasher. I'll give you all a link to it. This one does really good.
Autopilot jumping.
Interesting comment here. Jacob, caught on a gate by a Thrasher and 2 Gnosis. It could not break the tank. It killed the Thrasher and the Gnosis. Second Gnosis ran.
To Stargate. Warp drive active.
Interesting. Oh, every time you target launch drones are targeted right away, this person says. The answer for that is that you wait until they've targeted you before you release your drones. Alright. I am missing required skills for this. Really? Oh, salvaging 5. I don't have salvaging 5. What have I got? Days train on that. Okay, I'll just put in a Tech 1 salvager. It's gonna need some money too. My cam is not on? Yes, that's intentional at the moment.
Approaching Stargate.
I'm eating a bagel and it's messy. All right, so push this to Eve. Hey, there it is.
Autopilot jumping. Warp drive active.
Christine, hello. Alright, so here's this ship. Now I need to take off this salvager. I need a Tech 1.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Scully, thank you for following. Welcome. So I'm changing the fit just a little bit there.
Autopilot jumping. Warp drive active.
All right, gonna need a couple more things on this. See what the drones look like. Okay. Drones don't look right. Let's see, how much is drone bandwidth on this? It's only 50. Oh, which means I can only launch 2 heavies. Most likely going to be warriors. Bring a couple extra salvage drones in case I pop some. Take one mobile tractor unit. And then I think I'm going to primarily be using precision. And heavy stuff, yeah, we'll take just a little bit more of that. There's not too many rats that need the heavy. So the reason that this is so passive is because it's designed to be able to do solo invasion stuff, and yeah, this fit actually, if the resistance modules are right for whatever type of fob you're doing, you can take out a fob solo with this. This has the ability to be completely neutered out and still operate as well, with having good shields. You just lose your target painter. Alright. We're good on that. I want to, since my other guy is here at the same time, I'm gonna give him some stuff. We've already got this in this one. Yep.
Autopilot jumping. Warp drive active.
All right. So there's that ship. I think it's pretty good. I'm not going to put a gecko in this. All right, so I'm going to form a fleet. X up in live shows, LIVESHOWS. And we can this. You put yourself in a squad leader position and help accept people in.
Autopilot jumping.
Our caracle's still good. Well, they're good for the right things. So
Warp drive active.
that makes sense. Alright, so this guy is landing here. It's my autopilot guy. And let's see. There is his jumps and profit so far. All right. I'm going to see what area we probably want to be working at here. This one not very far away. It's good.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
All right.
Autopilot disabled. Waypoint reached.
Gotta deliver my goods here. Refit him real quick. I'm doing this, not showing it to you. It's intentional. Oh, all these low sec runs that people have. As if. Oh, it's a lot of jumps to get to anything good. Unfortunately, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I wish I could show you all this stuff, but it is, you know, the problem is that that the you know, while it can probably, you know, really astute people could figure things out, it let's see here. Oh, this one's really bad. It's 26 jumps for 5 million. But it's the only thing nearby, and, you know, you got to keep them working. So, that's the deal. Favor, you have mead? I actually don't care for mead. I've had it before. I live in Florida now, and you've never seen a palm tree from where you're at in Ohio. I don't have any palm trees on my cam. When we had the hurricane, I did a live show, and we had a camera on the palm tree out front, watching it whip around.
Warp drive active.
And we named him
Autopilot
Arnold.
engaged.
But today, yeah, here's my backyard. No palm trees here. It's I think it's supposed to be a pretty nice day today. Low 80s. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. Okay, so I am gonna head out. I suppose I'll get on comms too. If any of you in fleet want to be on comms, it's not required. All right, there we go. I'm gonna head out to this spot now. I've got everything I need. I got plenty of missiles. I got everything else. If you want to join us, hop into live shows, LIVESHOWS in game. Type X. Will add you to the fleet. Right now it's small fleet, which is fine. I wonder if I have a different skin for this. It's a little bit laggy here.
Hail to the Dragon King, baby.
Hey, here's Etheric Raiders. This is the one that that was
Autopilot
from doing
jumping.
the
Welcome
testing.
to the Dragons.
I know you can't see it because somebody is shooting me.
Warp drive active.
Skokely, Crash 13, thank you for the follows, and then Dr. Blue, 6 months as a sub. There is 60 gold. Everybody here in your honor. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let me get a jump in here, and we can take a look at this better because you can't see shit
Warp
this
drive
way.
active.
So this is the Etheric Raiders. This is from the testing that we did with the Aether engine. Oh god. Alright. So this is what they gave us for the testing. It's actually it's okay. It's not very inspiring at all. Let's see what else we got here. I've got the King's Ransom, Darwin. This one is actually quite expensive. So this one is a little bit better. Out of the King's Ransom, there's two King's Ransom ones. There's a silver and a gold one. And I wanted gold because I thought, hey, the gold's going to look really sexy on here, but it's a really dingy gold. The silver one looks much better, much more well-defined. Is the game difficult for beginners? The answer is yes. The answer is also that it is the best game you'll ever play, and if you can get it, and you know, I mean, get it like mentally, not like just install it, then it's the best MMO you'll ever play. But it does have a learning curve, for sure.
Autopilot jumping. Warp drive active.
So there's a link in the description in YouTube, !Eve in Twitch chat. If you use that link to set up an account, it will give you extra skill points at the start, and that will help make a few things easier for you starting off. So, what if code grabs my freighter? So freighter kills, they're not non-existent, but they're very rare now. So, nice clickbait on the stream name. What do you mean? What is the clickbait? Eve Life and Autopilot hauling. You mean this right here is clickbait? I think it says exactly what we're doing here. Or the giveaway. Just look in the link in the description on YouTube. ! Giveaway. It's all there. I don't think it's clickbaity at all.
Warp drive active.
If you're a pirate and you saw Autopilot, you'd click it? Alright. Well, it is legit. So, it let's call it an attractive title. Clickbait indicates that it's saying something that's not true. And it's all true. So, yeah. Meant it more as a joke, never mind. Oh, yeah, I didn't get the joke. Never mind accepted. I took it pretty serious. All right, today's giveaway is a skill extractor. I don't know, what do they go for? 350 million? Something like that? 500 million? I don't actually remember.
Warp drive active. Into Stargate. Warp drive active.
Yes, well, it's hard to read humor in text chat unless you, you know, put in quotes jokingly or something like that. That's why emoticons were invented. Yes, we want to go into invasion space. Wow, this system is not too much stuff here. I can't do a minor conduit solo. I do see one here. So there's multiple. We'd need a few more people here to be able to do that. How well trafficked is this system? Not very many people in here. We're not in a major path. All right. Well, I'm going to warp to a couple of stations here and warp to them at like 70. See if there's anything there. So we got one more person here, and I'm gonna set this up a little bit like how we do it solo, and then ease up on that as we get more people here. What happens to the autopilot hauler if it gets attacked? Then I would take manual control of it and do whatever is necessary. So there it is right there. Headed to the next system. Hey, I see you here and you've got some... I'll warp over to you. Oh, did they all just warp away from you? Oh, never mind. Alright. Here's a single one coming after me.
Autopilot jumping.
That fit suggestion there would probably do you pretty good.
Warping to station. Warp drive active.
So they're attracted to different things out here. And you've been told that target painters have limited effect in conduits. I don't know that there is anything else. What ship should you bring? Well, I would recommend bringing a battleship. If you've never done invasion before, drones are penalized, and missiles work really good. The majority of the ships will be smaller, so you
hail to the Dragon King, baby.
Full-on heavies unless you have target painter. Simon, 33 months. All right, sweet. 660 gold to everybody here in Simon's honor. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. So this one, the fit's been posted in live shows.
Approaching station.
It's a little bit expensive, but this is one that you can solo this type of stuff in. It's very durable, very durable. But it doesn't seem that we've got... So, if we get... Jacob, are you in a Monster Invasion Smasher as well? Something similar? If we had 3 of these here, we might do just fine for doing the miners. And with 3 of us, we'd get full payouts. Gonna bring a shack. All right. Hey, look at that. We got action. They just landed here. All right. Okay, starving first, anchoring second. If there are any anchorings, I don't think there's any anchorings in here. And then renewings.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
What's my suggestion to earn first plex as an alpha? My suggestion for earning your first plex as an alpha is to get a job at McDonald's, flip burgers for a couple of hours and pay for it. I know that's probably not what you were looking for, but as an alpha, it can become very much a job trying to earn it, and it really takes a lot of the fun out of it, and that's no good. So I don't okay, it's possible to do what you're talking about, but I don't recommend it because it's a real grind. So okay, these I think these guys are set to passive. They are. Okay, let's set them to aggressive.
Charges.
The reload time on this hurts though. We got more landing on us. Quite a bit more. See, we're holding up just fine though. tips on routing in low-sec battlecruiser? Yes. Lots of D-scan. You'll be a juicy target out there. Need to always stay aligned and be ready to get out of there. Please just shoot me. Oh my. Yeah, I've been there. Or, you know, the cat walks across keyboard, or, you know.
Autopilot jumping. Run out of charges.
You got a new screen and Eve's looking good. Let's peek inside this. A little bit of stuff in it. So we may very well get more of them come to us here. We'll see. Salvager is not doing very good. Jacob, did you bring a MTU?
Autopilot jumping.
All right. I'll empty mine out and pull mine in. You can pop yours out if you want.
Warp drive active.
And you can scoop up next loots that come in. And when we get a third here, we'll see what they got, and we'll maybe if we're sitting good, we'll put in start hitting miners. This is a perimeter system with miners, meaning that we won't get the roaming fleets in on us. But I would like 3 of us. I don't want to get overwhelmed. Let's see, we have 6 fleet members now, so we're going to have enough to do the miners. Just got to have some more here, some more people here. My hauling guy, still doing his thing. He's at 239 jumps, 463 million in earnings. Paladin's asking, anybody here going to Eve London? That's coming up. That's the last one in the world tour.
Autopilot jumping.
I won't be there. Just did Vegas. It was great. Enjoyed it. Okay, Grungy's here with Lashak. Grungy, are you able to withstand being neuted? I mean, how confident are you in your Lashak fit? Let me ask that. All right, should be fine. All right, on the overview, pull in your MTU and pull in your MTU. On the overview, there is a minor conduit at 1.8 AU away from us. Let's warp into that at 100 so that we can test the waters. Warp to it at 100, and I'm not warping the fleet. Warp to it at 100 and see how we're doing. Just make sure it's going as good as we think we will be. And Jacob, you put out an MTU there. This landed us quite a fair distance away from them. They'll come to us, so I think Lashak probably doesn't have the same kind of tank as our stuff. So starving, anchoring, renewing.
Moving to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Really special looking Lashak here. It's a hybrid ship. Yeah, this is a minor right now. We don't have... Zori's also scram, alright. So take out Zori's as well. We do not have a fleet here for doing majors. Need to do a major. If we have a ragtag fleet, we'd probably have to have more than 20 battleships. I think we can do it 15 ships could do in the proper... So we need Logi with it. Good problem. Arano's lost connection. We got a couple of starvings here.
Autopilot jumping. Warp drive active.
You got an anchoring. Yeah, the AFK hauler, it's while we're doing this, it's doing its thing over here. So we'll touch on it from time to time. Main focus is not going to be that, but it is it's running. Taking these out pretty good.
Warp drive active.
It's possible to multi-box minor Conduit with 2-3 battleships. Yes, I've seen some people do it with 2. I have a 3 setup that does it. But you only want to do it in perimeter systems with 2 or 3 ships. You don't want to do it with... you don't want to do it with the in other systems. The reason for that is that it you'll have wandering fleets come in on you and they'll overwhelm you. The right number is 3. You don't want to do it with 2. There's a reason for that. And the reason for that is how the payouts work. You want to do it with 3 if you can. Because the payouts are equal between the first 3 before it starts splitting it down further. And so if you're doing it with only 2, you're giving up 1/3 of the pay. I'm getting pounded on pretty hard here. I mean, I'm fine, but it's fucking hurt me.
Autopilot jumping.
Is not getting very close. We want to pop him before everything else is popped. We need to start getting in on
has run out of charges.
On the shack. He needs to die before everything else. He has a chance of warping off if we kill everything else before killing him. And he's the one that potentially has good loot. There we go. Good job.
Autopilot jumping. Warp drive active.
Red lines mean? Those red lines, well, if it's coming from, well, there's target painting, and then their weapon type also. The weapon type on the Triglavian ships is a solid red beam, so it could be either one of those. All right, that one is done. Salvage up. So we got payment to like 7.5 million, and I didn't see how much we got. Let's see here. Incursions, load, minor conduit. We got 500 LP each. You can get what, up to 1,500, depending on how many people are here. First 3, I remember right. Alright, I'm going to step away for just a second. I'm going to put up the Autopilot hauler, and I'll be right back.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
All right. So it looks like we've got things looted up here. Okay. So we have 2 sealed. We have 1 more miner. All right, let's warp to this 1 open miner. I'm just gonna warp to it at 0. We got enough people here. We're doing pretty good. So warp to the only miner that's left at 0. Hello, Zeno. Hello, Josh. Alright, there's nobody here. Hey, somebody who hasn't put out an MTU yet can put one out. Starvings and anchorings.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
then Zora's, when it comes in range, also can scram. That slasher is probably here to steal shit.
Welcome to the Dragons.
If he goes suspect, I'll attack him. He's gone.
The module has run out of charges.
Trusty, thank you for the follow. Welcome.
Approaching Stargate.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Lane Daniels. Thank you for following. Welcome.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
WoW was the first MMO. Yeah, no. I'm playing an MMO right here that came out before WoW. Morning, Josh. Hey, starving. Zora's renewing. gotta kill the Lashak before everything else, otherwise it has a chance of warping away.
Approaching Stargate.
Yeah, and Jacob says the Rodivas are heavy renewing. They are, yes. So they're also a good target to hit.
Autopilot jumping. Go. Another one down. All right. Well, we're cutting through these pretty good. Let's see here. I think that we've done all three of these now in here. Yes, we have. So we effectively have removed all of the
minor conduits from here. Which means that we got to move to another system if we want to do more, and I don't know if there's other perimeters. So we're probably moving to an adjacent, which can have other fleets warp in on us. We do have one next door. But I can have other fleets warp in on us. We're probably fine with 4 of us here. Is that all we've got here is 4? Well, 5 of us total. We have an EFT skill plan for the Orca fit. Well, exclamation point fits. Exclamation point fits. I have 3 or 4 articles there about the Orcas. One of them gives a skill plan.
Autopilot jumping.
Which order to do things for maximum maximum earnings. Plus fits. Starting fit and ending fit.
Warp drive active.
So I do have the fits on EWB as well, but it doesn't have the stuff about the what order to do the skills in and such. Alright, there's a cargo container out here. Somebody picking that up. Apparently I don't have room for everything. Oh, I don't have room. It's great to ask if they need an invite to fleet in fleet chat. All right, there's our next system. It's right next door. I'm gonna head over there. I gotta drop stuff off before I fight anything.
Warp drive
I'm full.
active.
Somebody get that cargo stuff there. I can't get it. I mean, it's not a huge value, but it does have some value. What ship fitting do I use for this? On EWB, it's the Monster Invasion Smasher. That's what I'm running. It's capable of doing a lot of this stuff solo. Stop at a station in here, and there are majors and minors in here. Somebody finished a major in here.
Warp drive active.
Lewis, thought no fleets this weekend. This is just kind of a pickup fleet. It's very casual. It's not formal. If you want to come out and join us, you can. We'll be out here for a couple hours. We're kind of near Jita.
Autopilot jumping.
Doing invasions.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
There's Iskavias and incursions if you do them right, but there's a lot of finesse to make that statement true. I mean, I picked up 35 million worth of loot here. We've done 2 of them, or 3, I don't remember. Plus I've gotten, I don't know, some bounties and LP. Not very profitable in a big fleet. Okay, I am going to mark off majors in here so that we don't accidentally go to any of them. Not have a fleet for that. All right, we have, okay, I guess you guys aren't docking. I'm going to warp to 0 at the minor conduit KMP. KMP, I am warping to 0 there.
Warp drive active.
You can warp to it or warp to me when I land. And then somebody who's not put out an MTU yet can put out an MTU. Big fleets kill faster, solo, more loot. Well, the optimal number is 3. You make really good money with 3 people. And while you may do it faster...
Welcome to the Dragons.
Doesn't necessarily equal better... Alright, you can warp to me.
Autopilot jumping.
And then someone who's not put out an MTU yet, go ahead and put one out.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Alright, so we have no one that's not... Well, Scott, have you put out an MTU? Oh, somebody put one out, alright. There we go. Hey, Starving, Anchoring, and Zoras are the primary. Secondary is Renewing. mission, you must report to Travis Jack, and I approach the location, nothing happens. What should I do to be prompted? So turn your overview so that you see everything, and you may see a beacon for him, but then you may see him in space as well. He will be there next to it. You right-click on him. You may have to look around. You right-click on him and start conversation. Yes, those are not very intuitive. That is what you need to do. How good would this fit be against Angel Domination Fleet Staging Point 3? I have no idea. Just don't know. I don't know that I've ever done that one before. Somebody is salvaging already? You're not using your drones for DPS? Starving and anchoring. Then renewing.
Approaching Stargate.
I could tag them. I don't know what you mean by tag them. Hey, so to the person who's salvaging, pull in your salvagers. Wait until we've killed everything to salvage, please.
Autopilot jumping.
Hey, starving, anchoring, and Zoros. And then for those of you that just joined, you gotta kill Zoros Lashak before everything else is killed, otherwise it has a chance of leaving. To assign targets. Yeah. Somebody wants to take time to do that, that's fine. I don't care which ones they attack, I just want them to attack the starving first and then anchoring. As long as they do that, it's all good. long as I'm not the only one attacking the Lashak and have it warp off because everything else is killed, we'll be good too.
Approaching Stargate. A module has run out of charges.
Grindel, you remember seeing me with the Lich King sword? Yep. Gave away a couple of those. That is way back when, for sure. New in Eve. I mean, yeah, that's hard to answer because there's always new stuff. Salvage up. Now the reason to wait on salvage until everything's dead is because we're all using our drones for DPS and only one person at a time is getting any sort of actual loot because they have the MTU out. And then you know, we want to kind of share in the salvage. Why no fleet invites? Because nobody's paying attention. There is your fleet invite. And fleet invite. And fleet invite. Usually I ask people to hop into in the fleet, hop into a squad leader position, and then you can help me with accepting invites because I see none of them when I'm paying attention to other things. Is the system? This is in high sec.
Approaching Stargate.
We are in invasion in high sec. King is Ward. Thank you for following. Welcome. So we're just kind of casually doing this today. Usually I plan fleets ahead of time. We have a fleet planned for next Friday. The only details of it so far are that everyone should plan to die. And we are going to do an actual, a lot more formal fleet next Friday. Hey, somebody leave some loot out there? Somebody want to pick that up? Don't leave loot on the table. And everybody can pull your drones in. Someone pick up that loot, and then I will warp us to the next one. Alright. Drones are all in. Alright. I am going to fleet warp us to the next one. Here we go. We're heading to NRR.
Warp drive active.
And then if we have somebody who still hasn't put out an MTU, put it out on this one. Otherwise, if we don't have anybody left that has not put out an MTU, then I'll put one out and we can kind of start the cycle again.
Warp drive active.
All right, good. MTU out. Thank you. Okay, as usual, starving, anchoring, Zorax. Or Zorias, however you pronounce it. I turned auto reload off my missiles so that
A
switch
module
over
has run out of charges.
to my bigger stuff for the next phase.
Approaching Stargate.
Tough little bastards.
Autopilot jumping. Warp drive active.
It's just too far for your guns. Yeah, well, if you have drones, put drones on it. Just need to make sure we kill it before the others. Yeah, I have to switch ammo to hit it myself. Gen 86. Another one down.
Autopilot jumping.
These are not too hard. I wish we had a fleet that could do majors, but I am not confident that we wouldn't get crushed. Even though we've all got great ships here, I think we need to have good logi with us at the very least. Okay, while we're salvaging up, I'm gonna go grab another drink. I'll be right back, everybody. Here is the autopilot ship. Well, I'm stepping away. All right. So my autopilot guy still doing well.
Autopilot jumping.
I ran him some last night and
Warp drive active.
made some money last night. Guess I can edit him here real quick. Oh, did we lose one of our people? I think one of our people disconnected. Hey, just give me a second here. They're ganking somebody. All right, there's the current numbers. Okay, let's see. Back to our other fleet. Everybody looks like they are. Okay, all the drones are in. Put that in. All right, I'll warp us to the next one here. Fleet warp.
Warp drive active.
We're headed to YYI. You cannot fit a DCU on a freighter, no.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Docking permission requested. Autopilot disabled. Waypoint reached.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Hey, do we have anybody here who's not put out a MTU yet? If so, put one out. All right, so I guess everybody has. I'll put one out. Thank you for following. Welcome. How's the autopilot going? Yeah, it's going okay. Did a big comparison of things at the beginning of the show. Showed what implants have an effect, and how good they are or bad they are. I think that the implant question needs a lot of work. We have a second fleet that's dropped on top of us. Make sure to pay attention to starving and anchoring. Starving and anchoring. I'm getting beat to shit. Just saying. Starving and anchoring. We also have a Lashak on the field. We have a third fleet inbound. Third fleet inbound. Keep on your toes. Starving and anchoring. we have another fleet that's dropping on us. Focus on starving and anchoring. Another little shack on the field as well. The shacks can scram, they can nos. Divas are secondary targets. They're heavy renewing. Proximo, warp out if you need to. Proximo needs armor. Okay, final fleet coming in. Starvings and Zoyas. 3 extra fleets drop in on us. That's what killed me with when I was doing triple Nestor. I could handle triple Nestor on a miner. I can handle 1 extra fleet coming in, but not 3. Yeah, this is, I can run this fit at cap 0, so it's okay on my cap. Alright, there, we did it. Good job. Salvage up. I'll end up, before we do another one, that I'm going to need to go to a station. I want to renew my cap. It'll take too long to build on its own. Let you know if you need any help carrying the loot. Oh, you're asking Scott? Well, I'm the one looting, but you know, whatever. An autopilot hauler and a Scorpion? No. The autopilot hauler is in a Charon, and he is docked up at the moment. Gotta find him his next run. There was just too much to do on this to just yeah, there was just too much to do on this. All right. All right. Hey, we got more fleets. Pull in your salvage drones. Pull them in. They're about to get blown up. Starving, anchoring, then renewing, and Lashak. We got a big renewing Lashak on the field as well. How much just do we make on these? It's really hard to say. The optimal number of people is 3. We got more than 3. I mean, we're all making some money today, but
Drive active. Autopilot engaged.
so when I got my the guy who's hauling here, there's the number so far: 265 jumps, 468 million in earnings. got another little shack. Starving. Multiple starvings. Anchoring. Multiple anchorings.
Autopilot jumping. Warp drive active.
Shosendar. This one's been kind of nearly non-stop. Okay, we'll try again and clean up here. Do I have an ideal overview setup? Well, so mine is not ideal, but it's very functional for me. And I do share it. Go into the channel live shows, LIVESHOWS in game, and you will see the fit in there. All right, let's see what we got in here. It's actually not very much in the MTU. For how much we killed, I actually expected a lot more.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Hey, we'll when we finish this one up, we'll dock up for a minute, and I still need to rebuild my cap. It's doubled what it was, but it's still not even 50%. The cap on regeneration on this is very slow. And my freighter guy is still going. He's on a 7 jump run right now that it'll pay 15 million. dock up and drop stuff off and get my cap rebuilt.
Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
Delivering something? I'm delivering a lot of things. So my hauler guy here, since the changes to warp and autopilot landing and stuff, thought we'd test out doing deliveries of stuff with, you know, primarily doing autopilot, not 100%. You know, if I'm right here and I see the button, I can click
Docking
it.
permission
Autopilot's
requested.
on, but if I click it before it jumps, then I can do it. So 265 jumps over 3 days, 468 million in profit. It's not a huge moneymaker, but I'm testing it as passive income. So
Docking request accepted.
the amount of work per hour of flying is less than 10 minutes. And so I don't know how many hours I've got into it and what that would come out to per hour if I, you know, had 6 hours per hour in real life, or whatever. But it is a thing, and it is passive, and we already proved that
Autopilot jumping.
a lot of it's luck of the draw. Like it, you know, you can get real lucky on some runs, and you can get real unlucky on runs. I've had several where I've had to fly mini jumps and earned nothing, and then I had some others where, I mean, I earned yesterday 50 million in one shot for one jump. But doesn't always work that way. So
Warp drive active.
Alright, so we've got one more miner in here. I don't know its status, but I know it's one we haven't been to. Alright, so got drones in, got MTU in. I'll warp us to the next one. Cancel out the fleet warp if you need to go dock up and then catch up to us. Warping the fleet. I kind of, there's a 50% chance this one's sealed already. If I remember right, there might have been a sealed one when we came into system. Is my hauler guy doing contract deliveries? Yes. He is doing contract work.
Autopilot jumping.
And I'm just taking public contracts. Not some special source for them or something like that.
Warp drive active.
All right, this one is not sealed. All right, do we have anybody here who has not dropped an MTU yet? If so, drop one. All right, I see one dropped. Okay. So as usual, starvings, anchorings, Zoryas. I could make a target or make an overview that has only particular things on it. I actually, you know, some people get on me about this. They're like, well, you should change your overview. Well, I would if I wanted to. I am okay with it the way it is. It serves me the information that I want. So... How do you make, okay, so I read that wrong. I thought you were talking about my setup. How do you make one that's only PvE targets? Well, you can make a new tab, and then you can wipe everything off of it, and then start adding the things, only the things that you want. It's very possible to do that. It's a little bit hard to explain, especially while I'm fighting stuff.
Autopilot jumping.
But yeah, you can remove everything, and then you go into the little hamburger in the overview, and you can edit each tab. Whatever you do, don't do the one that says select all, unless your method is to put everything on there and then take off everything you don't want to see. There is a select all button on there, and it will literally put all on it. And then you'd be like, oh shit, that's a mistake.
Jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
There was somebody here in a stabber. The stabber was kind of a small ship to be here. I didn't see who was flying it though. Yeah, it was a stabber.
Approaching Stargate.
All right, another one down. Complete this system as well. The cruisers are pretty light for being in here. You get caught wrong and you're gone. Yeah, the ships don't give bounties. There is some loot from them. There's salvage in the conduits. When you finish it, you get a bounty payout that's split amongst everybody. All you have to do is hit one thing and you get a payment. And you have to be here at the end. And then we also split loyalty points. Which, with as many people as we have here, it pays okay. It's nothing... you know, it's nothing real fancy. The optimal number for these miners is 3 people. That's where you get maximum payouts.
Warp drive active.
So my guy here is about to deliver. Finished up all of these. Somebody want to go back next door to that perimeter one and see if they see any in here, in there? Or maybe you guys don't have them marked off. Maybe I need to go over there. I have them all marked off. Let me I'll jump through and check.
Warp drive active.
Right. So my freighter guy here is about to deliver. And 14 more jumps.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Docking permission requested.
Right. So is it 279 jumps and
Autopilot
483
disabled.
million in profit?
Waypoint reached.
He's off to the next one. All right. We have some new miners in here. One of them sealed, but we have 3 total. I'm just orbiting the gate here. Okay, Jacob, take care. Yes, you get DED loyalty points, even though you didn't make any kills. Did you rep anybody, or did you scram anything? Some sort of action with the fleet. As long as you shot something, you get paid.
Warp drive active. Autopilot engaged.
Alright. Got enough of us here. I'll warp the fleet to the first one. Here we go.
Warp drive active. Autopilot jumping. Warp drive active.
This little Merlin here. What are his kill rates? 5 million. He is suspect. He ran. I activated his kill rate and he ran. Alright, so there's a Praxis out there. Oh, and he took off too. Alright. Well then. I guess they'll come to us. I don't know. Somebody put out a tractor unit. How do I do that? How do I make him suspect? What I did was to activate
Welcome
his,
to the Dragons.
I activated his kill rate. It was 5 million. It was enough I was willing to just pay it. And I just started shooting him, but you know. deactivate. You click on them. You go on selected item. You know, the little window that focuses on them. Upper right-hand corner is a thing to see how much it is, and then you can pay it or ignore it.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to station. Warp drive active.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Alright, so Coho and Ninja, thank you for the follows. Carlos, Slip Shows, keep it up. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Okay, we have a double thing going on here. What is happening? Starvings and anchorings. Majors are really hard. So we've not successfully done a major before. And we don't have enough people here to do it.
Docking request accepted.
Svante, hello.
Waypoint reached. A module has run out of charges.
I guess, was that everything? Alright. Guess with this other guy being here, the pattern changed a little bit. He's probably not happy that we showed up. Bring a support ship. Well, I think that
Warp drive
we've only got a
active.
couple more that we're doing here, and then I'm going to be done. So, not much point in coming out at this point,
Autopilot
in my opinion.
engaged.
Next Friday, we're going to have a fleet. I haven't decided what we're going to do yet, but support ships will be invited. I think I know what we're going to do, but I haven't nailed it down 100% yet. Maybe I'll bring a command ship that time. Next time. I don't know how my command stuff is though in this character. It's not very good. Torpedoes work well against them. Torpedoes have a large explosion radius and they don't go very far. It's not...
Welcome to the Dragons.
No. Against bigger ships, yes, but most of the ships out here are small. I mean, I'm using precision heavy missiles. With the target painter, and that works, but I think torpedoes are even bigger explosion radius.
Autopilot jumping.
Plagues, thank you for the follow, welcome.
Warp drive active.
Oh, and torpedoes have a slow explosion rate, velocity. Interesting. Never thought about that. All right, we got all of our drones in. We got nothing out here still. All right, so we have 2 left in here. One of them is sealed. I don't know which one. I'm warping the fleet to LNR. Warping the fleet to LNR. Let's see what it looks like.
Warp drive active.
We do have a giveaway today as well. Something we don't do very often. It is a skill extractor. So you can get in on that. Exclamation point giveaway in chat. Link in the description in YouTube. Alright, somebody drop out an MTU who's not dropped one out yet. Oh wait, this one's done. Never mind. Do we want to salvage this stuff up? There is a bunch of salvage here, and that's like half the value. Nah, I guess we'll go. I guess we'll go. So we'll go to the next one. Alright, warping fleet. The next one, which should be available.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Alright, there are other people here. Double nester. I guess we're gonna help them. Let's do it.
Autopilot jumping.
Interesting, are they not coming this direction? Yes, they are now.
Warp drive active.
Zora's is a big prize here in Lashak. Who knows, these nesters could probably hit him from far away too. The best thing to use here is Minmatar drones. I see the conversation there about that. There we go. One's done. Now, even though we're in a fleet, the other guys, or did the other guys leave? I guess they did. The other guys that were here, if they were to have stayed, they would have shared in the stuff, even though they got kind of overwhelmed with us being here and we shot more. Alright, officially that's the last one. We're going to be doing a draw here in a minute. And I'm going to go enjoy my Saturday.
Autopilot jumping.
What do you earn for doing these? For the conduits, you earn LP and bounty. The way it works, the optimal number of people to be here doing this is 3.
Drive active.
More than that, it starts getting diluted. Under that, it's diluted. The optimal number is exactly 3 people. And if you're 3 and running multi-box and doing it on your own, you can earn 350 million an hour, no problem. So it can be good, but there's a lot to it, you know. So all right, last call to get in on the giveaway. It's a skill extractor. It's coming from our store. No, we don't sell them at our store, but that's where it's coming from. So exclamation point giveaway, hit that link and add that to your cart checkout for free. Guys in Fleet, I'm going to go off comms. Thanks for being here. It's fun. And so, well, my other guy here, my freighter guy, is working on 14 jumps for 26 million right now, and he is primarily autopiloting. I keep him on autopilot, but if I happen to be here looking closely and hit the button when he's ready to jump and get it before the autopilot, then I do that. But this guy, I'm planning on running him for seriously like 90 days until the insurance runs out on this ship, or until I blow up. And I'm taking smart runs that, you know, are smart sizes, smart pay, and done well so far. So that's over 3 days. By the time this is done, it'll probably be at least a couple thousand jumps. So, and we'll see how that works out.
Warp drive active.
Can anything be done about someone who's constantly bumping out of an ice mining field? No. Go find a different ice mining field. You always will run into people, but you could do something like join air hogs. They do a lot of ice mining and stuff in high sec, and there's enough people there in the fleet. If somebody was there bumping you, then they would probably go in and gank them or something. So my contract ship here, he's staying in high. I'm not freightering into low or null. It's just using this ship. So, all right, let me get this giveaway ready here. Everybody should have their entries in now. Okay, and if you're the winner, I will be sending you an email. It'll be a reply to the email that you got when you entered in. Your confirmation email. It'll actually be a reply to that. That will go directly to you. And I'll read off whatever name you put in. If you didn't put in a name, I'll read off your real first name and just last initial to keep you anonymous, but you'll know who you are. And so, here we go. Congratulations to Carlos Augustius Hardenberg, which is their game name, I believe. Carlos Augustius Hardenberg, you are the winner.
Autopilot
So check your email, you'll find that contained within. Congratulations. And also congratulations for winning the award for the longest name.
Warp drive active.
So, all right. Next show is scheduled for Tuesday, I think. I take a couple days off. Yes, Tuesday, and we're going to do Shroud of the Avatar. Wednesday is a little bit up in the air, not in the fact of whether or not I'll be doing a show, but as in whether or not there will be whether or not what game it will be. So, yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Take care. I'll have updated numbers for you next Eve show on my guy that's running freight. I'll be running some off the show too. So take care, everybody. Fly safe. Don't drink too much this weekend. Take care.
Docking request accepted.